Hi everybody, it's Lovely with a bright line eating vlog. It has been a month since I last posted, and I'm not posting. I was posting about 2 videos a week from the time I started bright line eating in August 3rd, 2019, until a month ago, until quarantine, COVID-19 2020 hit in deeply. And I think I spoke about this last month too, that I needed a break from, not from social media, but from some social media, from my own channel. I also took a break from the Facebook groups, the Bright Line Eating Facebook groups. So I wanted to sort of give an update as to where I'm at, for those of you who've been following me and who might need to hear, how someone else is doing, or want to hear someone else is doing. And I wanted to also have some transparency, because I've tried to do that a lot on this channel as much as I can. And the transparency is I'm struggling. I'm struggling right now. And I would say the past 2 weeks, with what's going on in the world, with the Black Lives Matter movement, has been the hardest of the weeks in quarantine. I, as an educator, who is a social justice educator, it is the work that I have done on myself did not begin this past 2 weeks, but it is it's very triggering. I'm sure it's triggering for everyone. I found that, just like with Bright Line Eating, I've been able to sort of step up and advocate at times for things, or be more vocal in the Bright Line Eating movement, if you will. And the same is happening right now with my allyship, and with doing the personal work and the professional work in the circles that I exist in. Is a lot right now. And I'm trying to remind myself that both my work as a social justice advocate and ally and educator is a marathon, not a sprint. But I'm feeling compelled to do sprints here and there, and I am. And the same is with Bright Line. My work as a Bright Line eater is is the marathon. I really want it to be a sprint, often, always, but it's not. It's a one day at a time, long-term, life commitment. And so, I just wanted to share what does struggling look like for me. Well, this is what it's been looking like. For the first time on Bright Line Eating in 9 months, I have been struggling with one of the lines, which is the snacks. I've been snacking mostly at night. And they're healthy things, they're things that are normally I can eat on my food plan, like, peanut butter on a rice cake with banana, but I've already had my, grains in the morning. I've already had my fruit for the day, and I've had all my protein. I also have been struggling with weighing and measuring. I've been doing a lot more eyeballing. And I've been, and I did struggle up to 2 weeks ago with writing my food down ahead of time. I was doing that consistently for a while, and then I stopped, basically a couple weeks before quarantine. And so it's been about 2 months, but 2 weeks ago, I made a commitment to write my food down again. And what I do is I write down my food for the week, and then I can move things around. Like, if I don't want to eat what I said I was going to eat on Tuesday, but I can eat a Thursday meal. That's fine. I mean, basically lunches and dinners are the same for me, because I do 10 and 10 ounces. But what am I struggling with specifically too about that food plan is I'm finding I'm restricting, meaning I won't eat my full breakfast, or I often don't eat my fruit. And then I am like, well, I didn't eat my fruit. I can have my fruit and then some later. And I find that that's been really hard for me. And when I have an emotionally taxing day, for a variety of reasons, the evenings become really hard, really hard. And so, what does that look like physically? Well, it looks like I haven't like annihilated my progress on my weight, but I last week had the biggest weight gain that I've had in 9 months. I gained 5 pounds. And this week I weigh myself weekly. This week I lost 0.8, which seems very little, but it's also like I started losing again, after a big weight gain week. And I know I also haven't been sleeping well, and I've been very stressed. And that is the only other time I've gained close to 5. I gained 3.4 or 3.6 pounds a couple of months ago, and that was the worst week of sleep that I had. So I know it's not just the extra snacking, but that is part of it. It's a lot of things that are going on right now. And so the other thing I wanted to share was, well, what am I doing to lean into program? I say that a lot with my 12-step program, like when I kind of step away from program or I lean into program. It's the same with Bright Line Eating, and I see it as a program. So while I haven't been doing these videos or been on the Facebook groups that I had been frequenting, We Eat Bright with Lines was usually my go-to, and others. I started a mastermind group. A friend who had turned me on to Bright Line Eating in the first place, who was also my Overeaters Anonymous fellow, another OA Bright Line fellow, and a third person. The four of us started one. And I'm so grateful for this I've never had a mastermind. I only had 2 friends that were on Bright Line that I connected with on a weekly basis by social media, even before quarantine. So we were doing Marco Polo long before, because we don't see each other in our daily lives as much, even though we live nearby. So anyway, I'd never done a mastermind group. And what we did was, I think the normal mastermind time is like an hour and a half. But I made it a modified version where it was an hour. And so we've met now for, I think, 5 times. So it's been 5 weeks. And we also Marco Polo in between. This week we did a lot of Marco Poloing to support each other. And they are a lifeline. This group is a lifeline. So if you haven't started a mastermind group, and you're struggling, or you're feeling you need to lean into Bright Line to get more support, I can't recommend this enough, is to get yourself a mastermind group. And even if it doesn't look exactly like it's supposed to look with 4 people and you follow blah, 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 even if it's one other person, like a buddy, just get yourself on something that you can do weekly. Because I feel like right now, in these stressful times, and these isolating times, we need connection, and we need to lean into program like nobody's business. So love and peace to all of you, and would love to hear from some of you if you have the interest in commenting. I will post this as usual in my Facebook groups, and I love comments on YouTube. And if you're interested in following, if this is the first video you've seen, or one of the first, and you haven't yet subscribed to me, my channel, which is called Love, Peace, and Wellness, has been primarily for my Bright Line Eating journey, but it's also for other things that I talk about regarding love, peace, and overall wellness. So, as they say, like and subscribe. And I will keep connecting in these ways. Maybe not as often as I have been, but I haven't gone anywhere, and I'm still working this one day at a time. So I love all of you, and I'm with all of you.